Well, hi, and thanks for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. Today's another cool, frigid day here in New England. We've got about 40 degrees out when the sun's shining, and it's about 35 the rest of the time. Pretty cold out here today, so I'm not going to stick around too long. But I thought I'd bring you guys along today because we've got something pretty special. We've got a brand new air rifle that just hit the scene recently. It's a BSA Meteor Super. This one's in 177 caliber. And the way I acquired this gun is through one of my subscribers and a good friend. He purchased the gun and had it shipped directly to me to review it, and then from here I'm going to ship it off to him when we're through with it. Today what we're going to do is we're going to put it through its paces. I've already tested it with 4 different brands of pellets. I found the one that it seems to like best and from what I have in my inventory. So we're going to shoot a 5-shot group with those pellets. Those are the H&N Sport pellets. They come in at, I believe it's 8.2 grains. Once we're done with that, we'll put it over the chronograph and see what kind of numbers we're getting. We'll compare that to the factory specs, and then we'll sit down and talk about the rifle and see what the pros and cons might be. So at any rate, you might want to stick around. It sounds like a good time, and I want to thank you again for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. Okay, so we're at the bench with the BSA Meteor Super 177 caliber. We've got a target out there at 25 yards, and we're going to shoot a 5-shot group and just see what the gun's doing. Keep in mind it's a little windy today. This gun, I'll go over it a little more detail later, but it's not the easiest gun in the world for me to shoot. But I seem to be getting decent groups with it at 25 yards with these pellets, so let's see if we can continue with that trend. We're going to shoot at that center target. And without further ado, let's get started. Shot number 1. A little to the right on that one. I thought I had it zeroed, so that was probably either the wind or me. Well, maybe not. Shot number 2. This will be number 3. There's quite a few things I like about this rifle. We'll go over those in detail in a minute or two. There's a couple of things I'm not crazy about, and we'll go over that as well. And not too bad for a brand new rifle. I cleaned the barrel, and I haven't fired more than 100 shots since I cleaned the barrel. So that might have something to do with it. I noticed a little smoke here and there, so it might still be dieseling somewhat, as a new rifle often does. Well, a little bit off on that one. Alright, so that's your 5-shot group at 25 yards with the H&N Sport pellet. If you practice, but if you investigate other pellets, you may find something that shoots a little better in this gun. But out of the 4 pellets I had on hand in 177 caliber today, these seem to be performing the best. Alright, so next step will be over the chronograph. Let's get started with that. Shot number 1. Again, these are 8.2 grain. I believe they're 8.2 grain. Yeah, 8.18 grain H&N Sport pellet. Might as well call them 8.2. This is shot number 1 over the chronograph. .813. And shot number 2. 808. Shot number 3. 805. Shot number 4. 801. We seem to be on a steady decline here, huh? Shot number 5. 805. So there you have it. That's a 5-shot group. I'll put up your average as well as your foot-pounds of energy. And let's move on to the discussion of what we think about the rifle. Okay, so the BSA Meteor Super in 177 caliber. What are the specs of this gun? It comes in at 42.5 inches long. It's got an 18.5-inch barrel. It's rated up to 900 feet per second, but you've seen what it can do and what it's putting out for foot-pounds of energy. The factory claims about 12 foot-pounds. Let's put up those numbers again just so you can compare to what the factory said. Again, they're claiming 900 feet per second and up to 12 foot-pounds, and this is what we've got with the gun sitting here at the bench. So now the likes and dislikes. What do I like about the gun? I love the weight. It weighs 6.35 pounds. It's not even a 6.5-pound rifle. That is wonderful if you're thinking about hunting with a gun. I can't say enough about a lightweight gun. It just makes it a joy to carry all day long. It's quiet, very quiet as a matter of fact, for a spring piston, well, not a spring piston, but a gas ram air rifle. It makes very little noise. It's very backyard friendly, so I like that a lot as well. The looks, that's kind of a love-hate thing. Some people really don't like this cutout here on the stock. I don't really mind it. I think it looks kind of graceful. I think it makes a decent looking gun, so I think the looks are cool. One thing that really impresses me is the laser cut checkering. It's very sharp and crisp. It kind of fades from the edges to the center, so on the edges it's not so crisp, and as you get closer to the center you really get a nice grip on this gun. It's some of the nicest gripped type checkering that I've seen on any of the air guns that are out there right now. It really makes a very, very firm, positive grip on the gun. So if your hands are wet or sweaty, that's a real nice feature as well. And what else do I like? I like the firing cycle. I've always liked the gas ram firing cycles. It's very quick, it's very snappy, but it's got a nice smooth recoil, and I don't know, there's just something about the gas rams that I like a lot. So that's one more plus for the gun. What don't I like? Well, the big bugaboo is the trigger. It's got a Gammo trigger. When Gammo teamed up with BSA, I guess they decided to put the Gammo trigger in this gun to keep the lawyers off their back, and the trigger basically stinks. It really does. It's almost like shooting a double action revolver in double action. You just pull it and it just kind of rolls through, and at some point in the movement of the trigger, the gun will finally trip, but there's no way you're going to know when that's going to happen. There's no back wall that you hit and then apply a little more pressure for a nice clean break. It just rolls into the fire, the shot, and it just, I just don't like this trigger, not one bit. What else don't I like? The sight height. They put a decent piece of equipment here. They got a nice set of sights on this rifle. They're fiber optic. Even though they're plastic, they give you a nice sight picture. However, you can't get a sight picture. The comb on the gun is so high that you can't get your eye down low enough to the gun in order to get a sight picture with the open sight, so they're basically useless. If you're going to buy this gun with the intent of using it with the factory sights, don't waste your money. You can't do it. The sights don't belong in this gun. They're not high enough to be able to be seen when you shoulder the rifle. What else don't I like? Well, they put a lot of plastic on the gun. The trigger's made out of plastic, the end cap here is made out of plastic, and the sights are made out of plastic. I didn't mention one other thing. On the muzzle here, there's a cap that you can unscrew, which is made out of plastic, but that exposes the half-inch UNF thread, so you can put a moderator on here. But again, this gun's quiet. I don't see any reason for it, but if you wanted to, I guess you could quiet it down just a little bit more. So that's the BSA Meteor Super in a nutshell. Whether or not it's the kind of gun you want, if you like Gammo guns, you're going to love this, because it's like a Gammo gun with a lot more flash to it. It's a pretty rifle. It's got a nice smooth firing cycle. It's not a bad gun for the $300 price range. You can do a lot worse, let me tell you. But at any rate, that's what I think about the BSA Meteor Super, and I'll see you in the next video. I can't thank you enough for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this one, and by all means hit the bell if you want to be reminded of future videos. Thanks again, folks. Have a great day.